Hey everybody, Tim the Nintendo Gamer here, back with some Mario Kart World. We're going through the new knockout tours. If you haven't caught our first few videos, please do so. But in the meantime, let's jump in with Yoshi. And we've just completed the Moon Rally and the Spiny Rally. That was that video up there. Let's tackle now the Cherry Rally and the Acorn Rally. So let's head into first the Cherry Rally, and we're going into 150cc. If you haven't caught our previous videos, we've managed to get into the top 4 in at least all the videos, so you get to see the full length of the track, although we haven't won everyone. So the CPU in this mode is a little better than I think in the normal racing mode. And for those of you that don't know this mode, basically you go through several gates along the way, and the bottom 4 races in each of those gates are eliminated. So by the end, even though you start with 24 races, you only have 4. So let's make sure we get to the top 4, and you get to see the full race. Please let us know which of the tracks you've liked the most so far. And let's see if we can get this boost. I thought I'd gone a little bit early, but that's good. The boxes do spawn a little bit more quickly, I think, than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What we found in Knockout Tour, a better technique seems to be to stay somewhat near the back at the beginning, because these tracks tend to be the intermissions, or the little sections between the main tracks. So riding from one track to the other, some bagging is sometimes the best way of doing it. So making sure you've got some mushrooms, maybe a star, or the new Mega Mushroom, and then using that to get near the front towards the end of the track seems to be the safest technique. I'm not the biggest fan of bagging in general, I'm not very good at it, but it does seem to help, because these tracks are a little crazy when it comes to sort of the action that happens, and because you can be so easily knocked out, if you happen to be in the midst of the chaos as you're approaching a gate, it can mean you're knocked out, and that's the end of the race for you. There's a big shortcut there that we would normally take if we were racing. But I think for now, I'm just going to hang around with these 2 items, try to get as close as I can to the front without using these items. And I think so that you can see my position, let me swap around to this camera, and I'll just let you know, if you hadn't seen my items, I have a star and trip mushrooms in the first and second slot, respectively, over here. Woo, there we go. Boomerang. Oh, red shell. You've got to stick with it. You'll probably notice right at the bottom there, I have got 9 coins at the moment. Kind of want to get that up. It's up to 20 this time in Mario Kart World. So while we're waiting, not a bad idea to just collect all the coins that you can along the way. Some tracks don't actually have that many coins, but there's new items now that actually give you coins, including the new checkbox, and when characters are hit like that, you also get some coins. So we're going as fast as we can at the moment. And we're approaching that start line, so I think now is when I'm going to use it. Make sure I get to the front, or at least close to it. And that's not bad. Up into 5th. These are also one of the new items. So after I've given my red shells, you probably saw that I collected, looked like some food or a food takeaway bag there. It looks like a pork roast in my items. I'll maybe just show you that when we get it straight. While I've got this protection, let me do that quickly. There we go. You can probably see it now, that little pork roast right at the top. Sorry, Luigi, that was all you. And that new item gives you a little speed boost and also gives you a new item of clothing. So let's see. There we go. Now we've got Touring Yoshi. Seems to be like a light blue or even a white Yoshi. Okay, so we've got good defensive items right now. Not so much good at speed, which I prefer. So let's see if we can get something over here, but up in 3rd might not be that good. You don't tend to be very fast in the water. It's kind of difficult to judge the jumps in the water, I found, as you can see there. Oh, didn't use my... But I think it's okay. Ooh, there we go. Avoid that. Because we're in fourth, I think that's all right. This is one of the new items we were telling you about. That's the shell. Maybe you saw it just in the corner there. The coin shell, the golden shell. I think I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, and I think I got rid of the items as well. That wasn't the greatest thing. Let's see if we can... There we go. Not bagging very well, am I? Because for bagging, you kind of really want some defensive items, but really you want your speed items. At least I've got some protection. Not enough, clearly. But here we go. That was my second item. As you can see, I'm in fourth position. Stuff's flying around me. And only the top 12 make it through there. But here we go. Let's try to get rid of these coins. There we go. Now we've got at least a bit of a speed item, which is the kind of item that you need towards the end. We need to be top 8 for this one. As you can tell, these intermission tracks, as you're driving from one track to the other, they don't have a huge amount of big turns. So the shortcuts tend to be cutting across tracks rather than much else. Here's another one of these gold. I think I'm going to leave it. Here I'm in top 5. And as we approach that finish line, I think I'm going to try use that mushroom. Oh, and there we go. So I'm going to have to, I think, get something new here. Oh, knocked me off that double, which I was hoping for. But it's okay, we've got trip mushrooms in our item slot, which is kind of the perfect thing we want for this. Getting a bit crazy here. Still got a bit. Oh, did not see that banana. Looking down in my position. In our second item slot, we've got the ice flower at the moment. So we're starting to get towards where you want to kind of get ahead of the pack. If possible, use the shortcuts that are available. So I think I've got some coming up here. I'm going to cut across here. Use a bit of that and maybe throw those two backwards. Looks like I did some damage, but let's see if I can move away from the coin shell over there. Grab some coins. Here comes a bullet bill. But I think we're going to be okay in top 4. Very nice. So now we need to be in the top 4 for the next round. I've got a super horn. As you can see, the items are automatically held behind you when they can give you some sort of protection or can hit others. Not sure what happened to baby Luigi there, but we're going to take advantage of this. Okay, so not the best items at the moment. We've got a super shell, a super horn, I beg your pardon. I think I'm going to get rid of these because I want to see what 2 items I can get here. Okay, again, not the best items to try and sneak past. I think I'm going to wait. Oh, but that's not too bad for me. At least I got to use the 2 items that Luigi had there. Baby Luigi. Missed the coin there. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here is get up my 20 coins, which is done. Now get that little speed boost. See if I can use that for a shortcut somewhere. Hopefully we'll get a new costume. Oh, beautiful. And we've got trip mushrooms as our second one. And I think I'm going to use this right here to try get into a higher position. There we go. Swimwear Yoshi. And let's see how far we got ahead. Not too... Didn't use those too well, to be honest. Oh, and I keep going off-road. Not the wisest. Luckily, it was all right. So I'm really going to have to try get up close. The good news is in this top 4, you generally don't have to worry about things like blue shell if you're out in front. Not the best for me when you're not out in front, but okay, we've got some trip reds. That's what we want to see. Get that and throw that. Okay, we want to see if we can use this one here. Oh, only top 3. Oh, 4th. Kong beat me to the end there. So not the best finish, but at least you got to see the full track and you can see what Knockout Tour is all about. My strat probably wasn't the best towards the end there. I thought we had a bit more rest to do. I need to pay better attention to the laps. to the track layout. But that's okay, you got to see the full one there. Let's see if we can do one more knockout tour in this video and hopefully get that coveted first place. Let's just see that those finishes: Rosalina in first, Mario in second, and Donkey Kong in third. Yoshi only fourth. Okay, I think we're going to try it with a heavier character now for the next one. It seems they are a little bit faster, and I think we need that for knockout tour, especially for those end sections. But at least we got new Yoshis, and as you can see, you unlock those. But let's use a heavier character. Shall we go for Wario? Let's try Wario. Where are you, Wario? There we go. Wario time! Let's see, do we have something that's appropriate for Wario? Why not? The Junkyard. So that was the Cherry Rally. We just got a tick there, no trophy. We'll have to do that one again. But let's jump into Acorn Rally. As we said, we're doing everything in 150cc. Just showing you the full layout, so we'll only upload these videos if we get into the top 4, so that at least you can see the full track. Because as we mentioned before, if you're in the bottom 4 at each gate, you actually get knocked out. And you start with 24 races, and the last leg of the race is only 4. So this is where we're going to be doing Acorn now. So let's jump in. Let's do it. Hopefully, let's see if we can do it a little bit better with Wario. I see a lot of the time trial records, world records, are with Cow and Wario, and it seems like the medium to heavier track riders are better in some of these tracks. Something we didn't mention, I think, in the previous one with the little charge jump. So this is a new technique. And here's me not remembering to bag. But here's the charge jump. So as you can see, if you hold in the ZR button, you charge up a boost, and just did it so badly there, I didn't even jump. And then it actually hops and gives you a little bit of a boost. Unfortunately, the straight line speed is not great when you do that. So actually what you want to use it for is for jumping on rails and walls. So this is really good if you want to use shortcuts. I didn't use many in that previous one. I don't know the tracks super well yet, but I also didn't see that there were that many. In some of the tracks, especially if you're in a city, you've got a lot of rails. Try and see if we can use this. Not sure how they defended that, but here's the first gate. Only the top 20 go through. Let's see if I can cause some havoc in the front there. Okay, but here we go. Here's Mario Stadium. There's some amazing shortcuts that you can do here. But we're not actually racing in Mario Stadium per se. There we go. Woo. There's that green shell. I think being heavier over there really helps in those sort of duels. Although, yeah, she is really tight to me as well. Let's see if we can get a costume here for Wario. Let's see if we can cause some damage going ahead. Okay, let's see. Road Ruffian Wario. Okay, that wasn't the greatest. Whoop. Okay, not super interested in that for now. Let's see if we can get up to who's up the front there. That's Yoshi, showing me how to do it when I couldn't do it before. Okay, this is interesting. I'm not doing any bagging, and I seem to be doing slightly better. I'll take that. Oh, and no protection thanks to the boo there. Let's see what I get in this one. So I've got a coin and a green shell. At least I've got one bit of protection there. I think running up front, or front running, especially online, is a really bad idea when it comes to knockout tour. But I think with the CPU you can get away with it a little bit easier, as I'm doing now. But I shouldn't speak too soon, because there comes that blue shell. So this is one of the techniques you can use. I think it's the first time I did it. Wasn't the best use of it. Kind of went a bit far. But you can actually use the rewind feature to dodge a blue shell there. Oh, bananas the whole way through. Let's see if we can get close to Yoshi. There we go. Some drafting gave us that extra bit of speed. And I think I'm going to try and get a coin here and then swap over the coin to something else. Oh, we got a super horn, even better. So now we've got 2 loads of protection, what I like to see. So not much wall riding, but if you want to see what it's about, let's see if we can do something over here. Let's see if we can do something like a wall ride somewhere around here. Here's a little charge jump. 12th or better. Okay, let's see if we can use it here. Seem to be missing all the rails, but here's a rail. Oh, I just missed it. It's also, you're going to have to get used to the timing over here. Whew. I was hoping that would protect me, but obviously not. I think I got off just at the wrong time. Ooh, and there we go. Got Kong ahead of me there. But, okay, I want to collect some coins. I need 3 more to get that 20, which is pretty good. Kind of want to keep this super horn here. Give us to 90, 19, and here we go. Here's our 20th. Let's see if we can use our little charge jumps. Get a bit more boost here. The water's also kind of new. Difficult to get used to the new mechanics of the water. And especially how to go fast in the water. That's why if you've got boosts, got dash mushrooms, that sort of thing, a lot of people use them there. Even glider seems to be a little bit faster. Oh, again, used it too slowly. Okay, I think I want something better here. Oh, and that did nothing for me. And that was a waste. Wow, luckily this is top 8, otherwise I might have lost it. Okay, but let's do it. Okay, green shells, sort of what you get in top. Good protective items. Interesting that didn't go for me. Ooh. Nice aiming there for some green shells. And I got a boost there, not bad. Wish I got some double item boxes there. But that will have to do. Ooh, nice in second to get that. Just checking, I'm in second at the moment. I need that as protection. So I think I'm going to do this. Hopefully won't need the protection. And hopefully we won't have 2 lots. There we go. Got somewhere closer. Oh, they are flying ahead of me. I think that's Toadette. That's in front. Let's see if we can get some better items. I definitely need some speed items. There we go. I've got a mushroom and a red shell. I think that'll be good. I think I'm going to hold that until we get through this gate. That's another thing you've probably seen. You can do multiple tricks now on each jump. Let that blue shell go. Let's do some riding here. Very nice. And there we go. Got some protection now. And my 20 coins. No excuses now. Let's try to get up into those. Next gate. And hopefully, there we go. Top 4 gates. No one directly behind me, which is good. But it does mean that I'm going to need probably another super horn. Then again, the top 4, you don't generally get hit with a blue shell, which is good if you're out in front. Not so good if you're not, like I said in the previous one. So this is where we want to be. And at least we have red shell for protection, and we've got lots of space between us and the second player, which is really good. I'm going to be brave and try and do this. Probably should have sent that behind me. But I think just in case Boo rears his head, I'm going to do it this way. Make sure. Okay, there's the protection. Oh, but it's a double red. Luckily, I was far enough in front. And there we go. First place. That's what you want to see. Thank you, Wario. Very nice. Very good. So, podium finish, you got to see 2 full new rallies. That's the Knockout Tour, and that's our 3rd video in the series. Please stay tuned for our next one, where we'll cover the last 2 tracks or rallies for the Knockout Tour. 3rd place Cow, just going through the podium finishes. Baby Peach in 2nd, and Wario taking up that 1st place. Remember, it's dangerous to go alone, so take this!